So today, this is the start. Then you leave your bowl, your jar gross, and this is what we add flour and water to get another start going. 3 cups of water, heaping tablespoon. 7 cups of flour. But my dough feels a little bit dry, but this is the beauty of sourdough. So I'm gonna add like another half a cup. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so now I have my dough. Can you see that it has like liquidy parts in there? So it's obviously not very well mixed. You saw lots of flour. I'm able to stir it with just my spoon. Okay, so that's how you make the bread. That's it. You can put plastic wrap over the top so it doesn't dry out, or I just put a plate on top of the dough. So then it's like that. Okay, I'm gonna feed my start. Remember how we do that? A cup of flour, this is a half, so I just put 1 in. So a cup of flour, 3/4 cup of water, and that is correct. And I'm gonna scrape around right here. There's my start about at the 2 cup mark. It's kind of where that ended up. So we want it to get to the top here before we use it. So we'll see what that looks like later. My start has doubled, so this would be the perfect time to make bread with it. I could have probably used it 2 hours ago, but I just haven't been ready. Sourdough holds its rise for a really long time, which is nice. And here's my bread. So it's doubled. See how sticky it is and real shiny? That's a real wet dough. Okay, so this recipe either makes 2 really large loaves or 3 smaller loaves, and I'm gonna do 3. I have a floured countertop here. I'm just gonna dump this out. You can see that. Maybe down here. So I'm just gonna kind of section it off to start with into 3 sections. So kind of like that. This one needs a little bit more. So we'll start with this one that's closest. So just kind of make a circle. I like to make a circle loaf because these are going in a Dutch oven. So kind of like that. And then put it on parchment paper is the best thing to do, because then we're just going to lift this parchment paper up when it's all rise and set it in our really hot pans. And that's how we're going to get it out of the hot pans as well. So with the parchment paper. Let's put this one here. Okay, so those are going to rise. And then we'll bake them. Okay, my bread has risen. It's almost time to put it in. I could put it in now or an hour from now. That's about how much time, maybe even a little bit more. With sourdough, like I said, it'll stay at the top of its rise for a long time. So I'm gonna put this pan in the oven and preheat it to 450, and I'm gonna heat this up with the oven. Okay, I am ready to put my bread in. I like to score it with a bread knife because this edge. So I have this one, scored it. And then I'm gonna put them in. Paper's longer. So you take your loaf, you set it in your hot pot, in there. Put the lid on. Okay, it's time to take it out. There are several ways you can bake. Most recipes say bake at 450 for 20 to 30 minutes with the lid on, and then 15 to 20 minutes with the lid off. But for my ovens and my pots, just 40 to 45 minutes with the lid on. cast iron pot here. The loaf. And then this is the one I'm going to use to put this one in. So there's that one. Put the lid on. And then I'm going to take out this one too. Get the different. So there it is. So those are my loaves that I made. So you just score it to give it space to split. And you can leave flour dusted on top if you want that look. Okay ladies, I'm going to show you how I share a start. This is my original start. I have a mason jar. I like the wide mouth jar. I'm gonna add a little scoop of the start. There's no science to it. I just have a little bit in that. Add flour and water. A cup of flour in here. Let's get a spill on the counter. Cup of flour, and I'm gonna knock like 3/4 a cup of water. Dump it all in. Take this knife, and here, just gonna stir this up. And it's biscuit consistency, like a biscuit, like a drop biscuit consistency. Yeah, so that's how you split a start. And I'm gonna leave this on the counter all day. It's gonna rise.